The following podcast contains mature subject matter, adult themes, and may also contain profanity. You have been warned.
Well, howdy, Absurdians. Howdy. Welcome back to our show. The show, of course, is called The Absurd. And hopefully you're aware that what we do in this show is we look at absurd stories. Absurd news, current events, histories, mysteries, true crime. God, we do it all.
We do it all.
We really do.
I know, right?
That over there is Mel. Say hi, Mel.
Say hi, Mel.
You only have to say hi, Mel, when you do it. You don't say the say part. You just sucked on vaudeville.
Oh, whatever.
Yeah, touche.
Anyways, hi.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Great.
I thought you said you were swell.
I did. I said I was swell earlier. Yes.
Doing well today?
Doing well.
Work go okay?
Yeah, it was all right.
No?
Yeah, not too shabby.
You were at home today?
Yes, I
Lovely.
was. Yeah.
Lovely. How's Maddie the dog and Sam the cat?
Well, they're doing just great.
Awesome.
Maddie's shedding like a mofo right now, though.
Yeah, me too.
All right. I don't want to know.
Oh, yeah, right. Kids
What?
are good. They were home today.
They were home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were they amused? Were they entertained?
I think so. I think Allison's fighting a head cold or something
Oh,
because she
geez.
was a little crotchety today, but, you know.
Crotchety. That's a weird word, huh?
Crotchety?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder where that came from.
Mm.
You should ask Echo.
Hey, Echo, where does the word crotchety come from?
From thesaurus.net. It is derived from the noun crotchet, which originally referred to a musical note with a stem hook, similar to a quarter note in modern notation.
That makes no sense whatsoever.
Wow. That was...
I'm not going to
She's
ask
still on
again.
crack?
I don't know. But you know what's really weird? Her voice has been changing. Like, sometimes it sounds like a much younger woman's voice. And I'm like, how's that happening? Like, I don't even think you can change the voice. Can you?
I don't know. I don't know much about the Echo.
Shh. She'll wake up.
She didn't. I
Don't-
know with
don't-
Google you can. Like,
Yeah.
you can change the voice.
Can you name it whatever you want?
I don't know. I've never tried
You
or
should.
looked into it. I have a man's voice on mine because it's better.
I would have a woman with a British accent. If I
Would
could.
ya?
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds more, I don't know, dignified somehow. You know?
Right.
You know, providing it's a proper British accent.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Yeah, I don't buy her explanation. Anyway, so just Easter weekend passed.
Yeah, what'd you get up to?
I got up some stuff, but interesting. Last Wednesday, I met my friend Howie Brown. Shout out to Howie. Been friends since grade 4, and we went to Bauer Kitchen. Had a really nice pizza.
Nice.
Had a couple of beers, and then for my third and final beer, I was looking at the menu, and they had one from Belgium. I don't remember what it was called, but it was 8% alcohol.
Oh, boy.
And I'm like, I don't really like too high alcohol because then that's all you taste.
Yeah.
Right? So she said, well, I can give you shout out to Noelle. That was our server's name. She was awesome. She brought me a sample of it. It was damn good.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was very good. Like,
Okay. But you don't remember the name.
no, I don't offhand. I could look it up, but I'm not going to.
Okay.
Not right now.
And how did the 8% sit with you?
Well, so I said, well, I'll have a pint of that. And she brought it over. It's just a small glass. She goes, here's our pint of it. It's only an 11 ounce.
Oh.
Well, because you're
Because
not
of the
sitting there
alcohol.
drinking that all night.
Yeah, fair.
Right?
Yeah.
Unless you got serious issues.
Yeah.
Or you're Andre the Giant.
Right.
Because he can drink ridiculous amounts.
Could he?
He holds the record.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's funny.
But no, it was nice. And then Friday I had my family's Easter dinner. Mm-hmm. We went to Rustico, which is an Italian restaurant
so
in Victoria.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Had a pizza, spicy Italian sausage, and devoured the rest of that.
Did you
last
have the
night.
goat cheese balls?
I did not. I don't even know that I saw them on the menu.
No. I think they have them. They call them risotto
Oh,
balls,
okay.
but they're filled with goat cheese.
We did have
so good.
some mussels, which I'm so on. All right. But then we also had a spinach and goat cheese
Ooh,
dip, which was
yes.
fantastic.
I had that too.
It was wonderful.
Yum.
Then we went back to my parents for dessert. Homemade carrot cake.
Yeah.
A whole galaxy of like different candies and chocolates. And oyakes.
A what now?
Oyakes translates as egg cheese. There's, surprisingly, eggs in it.
Yeah.
3 liters of milk, a liter of buttermilk. I don't know what other magic is done. And then you press it through cheesecloth. So it's like a less dense cream cheese.
Okay.
Very light. Not sweet.
And what do you do with it? Like
You
what?
put maple syrup on it.
Really?
It's basically a vehicle for maple syrup.
Okay.
I mean, you could put, like a fruit compote on if you wanted, or honey. I guess you could put chocolate if you wanted to.
And you just eat it like that? Like you wouldn't put it on like crackers or something?
Nuh-uh.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
Because it's funny you brought that up too, because I saw it the other day when I was out, and I was like, egg cheese.
Oh, yeah.
That's something I've never had is egg cheese, and
Ooh,
I
had
don't
it, like,
even
corner
know.
Kitchen? Or corner kitchen? Kitchen cuttings?
Kitchen cuttings, yes.
Yeah, it's a Waterloo County / Mennonite thing.
Okay.
I don't know if they make it in Germany or not. Like, I don't know how far back it goes. It's good. Like, I don't really know how anybody would hate it. Doesn't have a funky texture.
No.
No strong flavor. Like I said, it's you make it so you can put stuff on, like probably maple syrup.
Okay.
It's an Easter thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and then met my friend Jimmy for a beer Saturday, and yesterday I went out with my friend Howie. His wife and daughter are in Mexico,
Okay.
so he's living the single life.
Got it.
So yeah, we just went out for a couple of hours in the afternoon.
Nice.
And yeah. How about you? You had an Easter dinner Sunday with the fam?
Yes.
Jan?
The fam came over on Sunday, and
How was that?
it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You were making pork, right?
I made a pork roast, yeah.
How was it?
It was delicious.
Was it?
Got it from Early Dales.
Oh, good call.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was nice and fresh, and had like the perfect amount of fat on it and so much flavor. And I didn't even put that much on it because I'm like, I don't want it to lose its flavor of what it is.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but yeah, it was very, very tasty.
I love pig fat.
Yeah.
Had you been to Early Dales before?
Yeah, I've been there before.
I like that place.
Yeah, I don't think of it. And when I do, I'm like, crap, I don't have any cash.
Yeah, because you do need cash.
You do need cash. Yeah.
For all I know, they might take personal checks. Like they just
Most
seem
likely.
like the place.
Yeah.
You know.
Most likely.
Can you pay at a grocery store with a check anymore? I bet you
know.
can't.
I bet you probably can.
You think so?
Because a lot of the Mennonites do, and especially
Yeah.
basics, right? I don't
Yeah, I know
see
Mara,
Mennonites
maybe.
at Foodland anymore, like hardly ever.
Too
But
expensive.
basics is always full.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'd wager that they.
I'm gonna ask at Sobeys sometime. Say, hey,
Yeah.
dudes, do you guys take checks?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So the
Yeah.
dinner went well.
Yep, dinner went well.
Cool.
Went to the Sugar Kings game Thursday night. Got smashed.
Oh my god.
Went to my friend's place on Friday. Got smashed.
Oh, Melina. I mean, oh, Mel.
In her hot tub. At like, I don't know what time of night it was. It was a good time.
And then
Just the two of us. It
you
was
went
great.
to the Sugar King game Sunday? Or last night,
Last
rather?
night, yeah. Sunday night, I went to the Sugar King game as well.
They're making a comeback of sorts.
Yeah,
Huh? Yeah,
it's great.
down 3 games to none, now 3-2.
I love watching the guys that run the bar
Yeah.
because they close up, 3/4 way through the third period.
Yeah.
And they move it downstairs, right?
Okay.
And so they're packing up, had everything all put away. And then the Sugar King scored with like 2 minutes left.
going
So
to
then
OT.
you see them coming back down the hall to set up again.
Yeah.
in hopes of going to overtime.
Yeah.
So they set everything up again, and
And they went to overtime, I understand.
they went to overtime and won 6-5.
Hey, can you drink your beer in the seats there?
Yeah.
You can, eh?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. I've walked from the arena down to the other bar with drinks in my hand, so.
Yeah, but that's you.
But that's me.
That's you.
Yeah. blue
Kids go to the
line.
game last night?
Liam did. My son did.
And last Thursday?
Just Liam.
Right, okay.
It gets a little late and
No, I'm hip,
rowdy
dude.
for Miss Moo, so.
Well, my dad asked me if I wanted to go to the game, and he asked me yesterday morning, and I'm like, nope. I'm out.
Yeah.
Because it's been a busy week, man. After tonight, for that, we're going to the Duke for poutine night and to hear Turk and the Hobbit play. After tonight, though, I have nothing planned for any other weeknight, like, at all in the future. Obviously, things will come up in there, but the rest of this week, balls to everybody. I'm not going anywhere. Not going
Balls
anywhere.
to anybody.
Yep. If it's an emergency, fine, you know. Good friend needs a kidney or something, give me a call.
As long as it doesn't take too long.
No, you know, I'm there, you know. But barring an emergency, I'm not going anywhere.
No, that's all right.
I'm so looking. Yesterday I was saying how I can't wait for this weekend to be over.
Yep. I get that. I 100% get that.
You know?
I have, other than tonight, I don't have much on the go until Friday, and then we're going away for
Oh yeah, you got the
the
tournament this
weekend.
weekend, don't you?
Yeah.
Brampton?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Ugh.
Who's driving?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Anything else you got to say?
No, I don't think so.
Before we begin, because it's your turn to start this
Yes,
week.
sir.
I don't remember if we talked about this. I don't think so. Oh no, Saturday when I was with Jimmy, I got the hiccups. And I don't get the hiccups very often, but they annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Obviously, that'll be edited out.
Why?
I can't do that. Anyway, usually what works for me is if I kind of relax, take a deep, even breath, and hold it, and then exhale slowly and evenly. That usually works. Because it's a muscle spasm, right? That wasn't working. I was getting more and more annoyed. But how long do you think the longest recorded case of hiccups is?
Oh, God, I don't even know.
Well, of course you don't, but you should try guessing.
I don't know.
Don't say 200 years.
No, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say 2 years.
2 years. Can you imagine? How would you do almost
Is that
anything?
the answer?
No.
Oh.
Let me tell you what. The longest recorded attack of hiccups lasted for 68 years.
Stop.
You stop. Spanning from 1922 to 1990 and was suffered by American man Charles Osborne. Osborne began hiccuping after a fall while weighing a hog and continued at a rate of 20 to 40 times per minute for most of his life.
Jesus.
I know.
I can't even handle it for a few minutes.
Oh, I'd be damn near suicide.
Ugh.
I don't understand how. Is that? I wonder if that could even happen now. I'm gonna bet there's some kind of treatment that.
I would think.
Mind
I
you,
would
that was
hope.
1922 to 1990. How could your muscle spasm that long? Oh my god.
The only thing that's ever worked for me, and it's only been something I've discovered in the last year.
Please say being scared or startled.
No.
Damn it.
No.
Yeah, because that is apparently a treatment.
It's
too.
supposed to be,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, there was actually one time I had, and this is not part of the story of hiccups, but, well, it is. But anyways,
Wow.
my mother-in-law, I had them for over 10 minutes. Because normally I get them, and I get them for a really long time.
Okay.
And she just looked at me. She goes, Melina, stop hiccuping right now. So maybe it is fear because she
said your
scared
full
the shit
name.
out of me.
You just said your full name.
Did I?
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm not taking it out.
What?
I'm not taking it out.
Okay. But yeah,
it scared you,
it probably scared me.
right? Because she's like, was there nowhere else? Like,
No.
stop hiccuping, or
No.
I'm taking you as a
No.
woodshed.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But no, the one thing that I discovered that works
Mm-hmm.
is if I have a can of pop
Yeah.
or a bottle of water, something like that, and if I just keep breathing in and out of that can and kind of hold my breath,
Oh yeah. It's
It'll
like the
go
brown,
away.
Yeah, it's like the brown paper bag they used to use.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You're getting carbon dioxide back
Yep.
in. That's why.
Yeah.
Another
That's
one
the
is-
only thing.
Apparently, to bend over with a glass of water and drink from the opposite side.
Yeah, I've tried that.
There's no way I don't think I could do that without like getting it up my nose and probably
Can we try?
drowning. No. Yeah, if we can do it near
Please?
a beehive, so we can also get you stung at the same time.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Hang on
Sure.
a second. I
Whatever.
just realized I still have this on.
Blah.
Look it.
I don't want to look.
Look. There's nothing. I'm sure-
Okay, now it's
Nothing.
fine. I just don't like the. I don't want to watch you rip off your bloody band-aid. Oh, you disgusting creature.
It's only a droplet. Ugh.
I don't think you don't have to show me.
No, I thought I did.
Oh, God.
Power in knowledge, Mel. Power
Yeah,
in knowledge.
sure thing.
Yeah. I've never tried the brown paper bag. Well, who has a brown paper bag anymore?
Oh, we do, but
But little ones.
yeah.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Where'd you get them?
Oh, I don't know. I've had them for a long time.
Oh, right.
That's never worked for me, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got to stick my whole head in there.
You should.
Just like her logo.
Yeah, that is you. I've been saying to people for years that is you.
Yeah.
But you
And it's
dispute it.
funny how many people have actually asked, like, but is that actually you? And I'm like, it is not.
Would you
me.
ever even wear a dress like that?
Well, no.
Right.
No.
I like our logo.
Never mind the paper bag, but
I like our logo and picture.
that's cool.
I think so.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Story time.
Okay.
Story time.
You ready?
Gather round, children. Yes.
Did you ever watch Today's Special? Or were you too old for that?
What do you mean? Was
I
it just
wasn't.
on today, or was that the name of a show?
No, yeah. It was called Today's Special.
Never heard of it.
No? It was about a show where there's a mannequin in the store
Okay.
that would come to life at nighttime.
It's like the movie Mannequin.
Kind of.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
With Andrew McCarthy. And what's her name? Canadian actor.
I don't know.
She's in friggin' the what was it, like Housewives of something, like not a reality show. Kim Cattrall. What was that show?
What, Sex in the City?
No. Well, maybe she wasn't in the one. No, she was. Was she in Sex and the City? Mm-hmm. Oh
Samantha. She was
no, designing. No, not designing women. What the frig is wrong with me? They all lived on the same street. It was all there. It was all centered almost entirely on the women.
Stepford Wives?
No. It's gonna bug me hard now, dude. But no, to answer your question, no, I've never heard of the show. And sir, you said it was about
A
what?
mannequin that comes to life
yes,
at nighttime.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
I used to love it.
was it a series?
Yeah, it was a show that came on like any other kids show. Like it was a kids program.
But the whole thing, every episode was about this mannequin that came to life,
Yeah. And like the stuff that would happen in the department store over nighttime.
and it was called Today's Special.
Yeah.
Really put a lot of thought into that name, didn't they?
Today's Special, because it's the store, and they'd always have Today's Special in the store. Get it? Get it now?
Yeah, I'm hip. I'm with you.
Okay.
All right, please proceed.
Anyways, there's a wedding gown store in Chihuahua, Mexico that has been famous for almost 100 years, but not for the reason you might suspect. For decades, people flocked to the store to look at a mannequin dubbed let me try that again.
Please do.
La Pascualita. There we go.
I like it.
Whose claim is actually okay, let me start that again.
Good God, woman.
For decades, people flocked to the store to look at the mannequin dubbed La Pascualita. My goodness, that's hard to say. Who some claim is actually an embalmed human corpse.
Whoa.
Pascualita first appeared in the window of Chihuahua's La Popular store in 1930. She's so lifelike, down to her fingernails and varicose veins, that rumors had long spread that she's actually a mummy. In fact, many locals claim that she's the dead daughter of the store's former owner, who died tragically on her own wedding day.
Oh, well.
According to local legend, La Pascualita was once a daughter of the La Popular's owner, Pascualita Esparza. Wow, these Mexican names are tricky.
Yes, clearly you are of Spanish descent.
She died tragically when she was bitten by a black widow spider on her wedding day.
Oh, no way.
Some versions of the legend claim that she was killed by a scorpion, or that she died by suicide because her mother didn't approve of her marriage.
Why can't they get the story straight?
I know. Shortly after this death took place, Esparza added a new mannequin to her storefront window. The mannequin first appeared on March 25th, 1930, modeling a wedding gown from the spring-summer collection. But locals who passed by the store didn't notice the gown. They noticed how lifelike the store's new mannequin looked. Indeed, her extremely lifelike appearance inspired a rumor that endures to this day, that the mannequin was no mannequin at all, but the perfectly preserved body of Esparza's daughter,
Gross.
the would-be bride. The mannequin is almost certainly more lifelike than any other department store mannequin you've ever seen. Not only is her face astonishingly expressive, complete with thick eyelashes and a glassy eyes glaze, but her hands and fingernails were constructed with painstaking detail, and her legs even appear to have veins.
Whoa.
And that's not all people have noticed about her. In the decades after the mannequin was first installed in the window of La Popular, rumors started to spread. Over the years, customers have claimed that her eyes follow them as they walk around the store, or that they have turned around to find her suddenly in a different position. Yeah, I'd be out.
That seems unlikely.
Yeah.
though. You know.
Her presence is rumored to have also unnerved some of the shop workers, with one claiming, "Every time I go near her, my hands break out into a sweat. Her hands are very realistic, and she even has varicose veins on her legs. I believe she's a real person." One rumor emerged is that she is a mannequin, but that a magician brought her to life. According to this rumor, a visiting French magician became so entranced by the bridal mannequin that he would visit her window every night and bring her back to life, dancing with her and bringing her around town before returning her to the storefront each morning. It's proven extremely difficult to determine the truth about the mannequin. Some even doubt her origin story and the existence of the store owner, but there are some clues. Indeed, most suspect that it's quite unlikely that the lifelike mannequin is actually a decades-old embalmed corpse. It certainly seems improbable with that embalmed corpse would remain completely intact in the Mexican heat for almost a century.
Right.
To have an embalmed corpse, why am I struggling with that word?
I can't say.
Corpse on display in the window of the small family-owned business day in and day out, exposed to the hot desert sun and human interaction, would take a toll on the corpse.
I think.
And it definitely wouldn't stay so fresh after being on display for over 90-something years.
Gross.
So yeah, the mannequin is not there anymore. They took it down in 2024. She was in that window for almost 100 years.
Why did they take it down?
I don't know. Didn't say. In its place lies an informational board about the history and legend of Pascualita. 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 So yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
So everyone truly believed that this was just an embalmed corpse.
That would be grim.
That would be grim. The pictures are pretty creepy looking, though.
I look forward to seeing them.
Like the hands especially look like real
Hands.
people.
Right.
Real people hands, not like plastic Barbie doll hands.
Desperate Housewives.
Oh, yeah.
That's the name of the show I was trying to come up with.
Oh, okay.
I actually thought it was a pretty cool show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, most of the women were hot in it.
Well, usually they are in those type shows.
Granted.
Not so much anymore. Now they're all weird looking and plasticky.
They've had work done.
Yeah, just a couple little things.
Don't do that.
Yeah,
There's nothing wrong with aging.
Nope.
You know? Mm-hmm. Just let it go, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, wash and stuff still. You know?
Well, you know, you got to do
Preferably
that.
cut your toenails and fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
But when they get like the big giant puffy lips and
That
stuff,
looks horrible.
I don't know what. I don't know.
Very
I don't know
delusional.
why people do that.
Very delusional.
Mm-hmm.
Good story, dude. I
Yeah.
like a semi-creepy story.
Mm-hmm. What you got?
Well, I got something for you. This probably won't make you feel awesome.
Okay.
There's a virus that you have never heard of before
Oh, God.
that is estimated to infect up to 90% of people worldwide and lurks quietly in your cells for life. But if it becomes activated, it will destroy your brain. If that's not startling enough, researchers reported this week that there may be a new way for this virus to activate, one that affects up to 10% of adults worldwide. The virus is the human polyomavirus 2, commonly called either the JC virus or John Cunningham virus, named after the poor patient from whom it was first isolated in 1971. It shows up in the urine and stool of infected people. You're going to love this part. And it spreads via the fecal-oral route.
Ew.
What does that make you think?
Fecal oral?
Mm-hmm. That means you're getting little bits of poop in your mouth. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ew.
Well, it's not an uncommon thing. I mean, when you flush a toilet, it does happen.
Sure.
Many people are thought to be infected early in life, and blood testing surveys have suggested that 50 to 90% of adults have been exposed at some point. Researchers hypothesize that the initial site of infection is the tonsils. Yay, I had mine out. Or perhaps the gastrointestinal tract. But wherever it happens, that initial infection is asymptomatic, meaning it doesn't have any symptoms. Mm-hmm. At that point, a person is infected with what's called the archetype JC virus, which quietly sets up a persistent but utterly silent lifelong infection. For the vast majority of people, that is all their JC virus infection will be, silent. But for an unlucky few, the JC virus will seemingly awaken, rearrange its genetic material, and morph into a brain-demolishing nightmare that causes a disease called progressive multifocal leukoencephalopathy, or PML. I'll be calling it PML from here on in.
Why?
In PML, the new disease-causing virus, or PML-type JC virus, actively invades the brain, blowing up specific brain cells, including the cells that form the insulating myelin sheaths that protect nerve cells. This leads to extensive demyelination. Oh my God. Let's try that again. This leads to extensive demyelination, which results in nerve cell dysfunction and death. On imaging, PML can show up as signature lesions in the brain. Those imaged lesions, paired with test findings of JC virus DNA in cerebrospinal fluid, are how PML is diagnosed. But for patients experiencing PML, the symptoms can mimic everything from a stroke to multiple sclerosis, causing problems like speech impairments, visual defects, motor dysfunction, and seizures. All sounds perfectly ghastly. PML was first identified in 1958 in a cancer patient, but it was considered an extremely rare condition until the 1980s, when it started to be seen in patients with HIV/AIDS. In fact, PML became an AIDS-defining disease, with 2 to 5% of HIV-infected patients developing it in the early phase of the epidemic. At that point, the condition was uniformly fatal, but with the introduction of highly active antiretroviral therapy in 1996, PML cases declined, and the disease was no longer a death sentence, though survivors often have significant lasting damage. In the decades since its discovery, PML has universally been considered a disease that strikes amid profound immune suppression. It's thought that the JC virus can activate and rearrange itself into the PML type only in the absence of normal immune surveillance. And the restoration of immune responses, such as with, I don't even know what this is, HART treatment in HIV-infected patients, can prevent or beat back PML. Beyond certain cancers and HIV/AIDS, PML can sometimes be seen in people taking relatively new, powerful immune-suppressing drugs, which they may take for multiple sclerosis or certain autoimmune diseases. Overall, though, it's estimated that PML cases worldwide occur only in about 2 in 100,000 people. But in a new case study reported this week, and this just came out the other week, in the Annals of Internal Medicine Clinical Cases, researchers in New York report the case of PML in a patient without profound immune suppression. Instead, the patient had chronic kidney disease, a condition that affects around 10% of adults worldwide. Chronic kidney disease can lead to a buildup of toxins in the blood that impairs immune cells, causes chronic inflammation, and diminishes viral surveillance, they note. Their 72-year-old patient had stage 5 chronic kidney disease, which is basically when the kidneys have failed. He went to the hospital, though, for neurological problems. For the week prior, he was having trouble finding words. Oh, God. Was often confused and was generally weak. Doctors at the hospital confirmed his speech issues and started running tests. Initially, they thought his neurologic problems were due to uremic encephalopathy. God, am I ever glad I'm not.
Wow. Say that again.
Okay. Uremic encephalopathy. That was better that time.
That was.
Decreased brain function from toxic accumulation during kidney failure. They treated him with dialysis, but his word-finding difficulty only worsened. At that point, they did brain imaging, which revealed lesions seen in PML cases. Soon, testing on his cerebral spinal fluid confirmed the presence of the JC virus in his central nervous system. 2 days later, the patient died. The authors note that, while sparse so far, the scientific literature includes at least a few other cases of PML in chronic kidney disease cases. In all, they conclude that CKD, chronic kidney disease, joins the expanding spectrum of conditions predisposing to PML through non-canonical immunosuppression. As CKO prevalence rises globally, heightened vigilance for this devastating complication is imperative. So we all have a virus in us.
Well, not too shocking.
No, agreed. But that, given the right set of circumstances, can be triggered, can be activated, and then you're SOL. Mm-hmm. So there's something to look forward to.
Yeah, great.
You
That's
know?
a good story.
Yeah, it's a good thing. Like, as I get older, I realize that there's so much more to go. So many ways to suffer and deteriorate.
Wow.
How would you want it any other way?
Well, hey.
I mean, the only alternative is to not exist, and that'll happen in its own time anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, but don't panic, everyone. Don't worry.
About what?
Don't worry.
Don't worry, be happy.
Never again. Yeah, you got something for us now?
I do.
I think you have a medical one too, don't you? Of
I
sorts.
do. Well, yeah. Medical mystery, I suppose.
All right, let's do it.
Grady Stiles Jr.'s interesting story started on the very day of his birth.
Did you say gravy or Grady?
Grady.
Oh, that's better.
Gravy.
Indeed.
Started on the very day of his birth in 1937. He was born into a family that was already famous for their, I'm going to try and say this.
Come on.
Electrodactyly. Something. It's
What
a
does it
big
mean?
fancy word
What does it mean?
for a genetic condition that causes fingers and toes to fuse together
Oh, yeah.
into claw-like appendages.
Oh, because like webbing is not an unheard of thing for newborns.
Right. Yeah.
Between toes or fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Yep.
A little evolutionary holdover.
Yes.
All right.
So
go
he
ahead,
had like actual like pinchers that almost look like
Cool.
on his hands.
Yeah.
Stiles' father capitalized on his deformity
Of course he did.
by joining traveling carnivals as a sideshow attraction. And they named him the Young Lobster Boy.
Why wouldn't you?
And the whole family has it. I saw
Oh,
a picture of it.
right.
Like it's all genetic, right? And they
Yeah,
all
yeah.
have this hand
Huh.
that's like a lobster claw.
How would you
Without
use
the
a TV?
spikes.
How would you use a TV remote?
Well, I don't think they had them then.
No,
did
they didn't. You're absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Right.
So he was called the Lobster Boy, and he joined his father when he was just 7 years old, which is pretty sad.
Yeah.
But anyways, Stiles' case was so severe that he wasn't able to walk because he had it on his feet as well,
wow.
and either used a wheelchair or dragged himself along with his arms.
Oh God.
Later in life, he married a woman named Mary Teresa.
Wonder if she's Catholic.
I wonder. And had 2 children. But
Oh, wow.
she later left him after another sideshow performer, Henry Glenn Newman, or left him for another sideshow performer, Harry Glenn Newman, who was advertised as the smallest man in the world.
Wait a okay. So I'm guessing this woman, she has a very particular.
She likes them freaky.
Yeah, really. I didn't want to say fetish, but you know, I like freaks, yo. Okay, sorry, go on.
They speculate that their divorce was likely caused by Stiles's heavy drinking, which often led to physical abuse.
Well, now it's getting a better and better story.
Yes.
Yeah.
He had a terrible temper, and it made a lethal appearance in 1978 when he shot and killed his daughter's fiance because he didn't approve of their relationship.
Oh, wow. Perfectly reasonable.
Of course.
Jeez Louise.
While Stiles confessed and was convicted of third-degree murder, he was sentenced to just 15 years of probation because no prison in the area could accommodate his disability.
Wow.
Then, in an even more shocking turn of events, he reunited with his first wife, Mary Teresa, we went backward in time. In 1989. Their marriage was no better the second time around. Yeah, you think?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. My brain went to the Bahamas for a second. So he remarried the same woman.
Yeah. She went back to him.
Wonder what happened to the little guy she was saying. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
That sounds foolish.
Maybe
but go on.
she...
No. No.
Their marriage was no better the second time around.
Shocking.
Stiles was still abusive, and Mary Teresa began to fear for her life. So in 1992, she and her son, with Harry Newman, paid a 17-year-old carnival worker named Chris Wyatt $1,500 to shoot Stiles in the head as he was watching TV one night.
Shitty.
Mary Teresa and her son were imprisoned, but she had no regrets about her actions. My husband was going to kill my family. I believe that from the bottom of my heart. Then why'd you go back to him, you stupid...
And why'd you stay?
Like,
I'm not saying, it's easy as that, but certainly preferable to murdering somebody and going to prison, isn't it?
Well, yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So, she married Pinchy Boy, and then he shot people, and then he ended up getting shooted.
Well, I don't have a lot of sympathy for him.
No, he sounds like he was a dick.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't really, I'm not saying it was okay to kill him. But and it's weird, when I, before we started recording today, we always ask each other what our stories are about. Just a really brief thing so we make sure we didn't do the same story, which fortunately hasn't happened yet. And you say it's a story about Lobster Boy.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Then I remembered, and I thought, oh no, she can't be doing that story. And I don't know, 6-7 months ago, my friend, she listens, she sent me, this was like a screenshot. And I think if memory serves, it was out of like Georgia in the U.S., not the country of. And like this story happened like in the past year, I think. And it was on like a seafood market. And a kid, he was like 13 or 14. I don't have any idea what motivated him to do this. He was pleasuring himself over the tank of lobsters or wherever lobsters were. Like,
Well, lobsters are pretty sexy.
I kind of have always thought the opposite. Anyway, he in his earnestness and zeal, he got a little bit too close, and
Snippity snip.
yeah, one of the lobsters clipped his appendage. So he obviously won't be doing it again. But I thought that's what you were going to talk about, and I'm like,
No.
good God, okay.
No,
I'd
different
actually
lobster
forgotten
boy.
about that.
Maybe the lobster boy was in the lobster tank,
Oh
snapping at him.
no, he'd have been dead by then. Yeah, he would have been long
And he didn't
dead.
actually have pinchers. It was just like, it just looked like 2 fingers.
But I wonder, did he have a thumb?
Yeah, ish. So it was like a C. Just think of your hand as like a C. All your hands, all your fingers are fused.
So like this.
Yeah.
So he couldn't, like, these fingers would... So these fingers would all be together.
I can't even look at you right now.
It was like this.
It was more
More like this, really.
like this. Oh shit.
Yeah, so you'd have a hell of a time, like, really picking up anything. Like, you'd
Yeah.
have no dexterity.
Yeah. Well, especially on your feet.
Like,
Like his feet were the same way.
Yeah, so his toes are all kind of curled.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make walking uncomfortable, eh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And every time, do you ever, like, been walking barefoot and one of your toes kind of goes under your foot?
Yes.
Yeah. That hurts like a bastard.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care for that. But imagine if all 5 went under. Like, you'd just trip over yourself and fall flat on your gob. You know?
Oh, your toes just forget what they're doing, I guess.
Well, yeah, this guy, I mean, obviously he didn't deserve his lot in life. And if I was, like, in a freak show from the age of 7 on, I'd probably be... you can probably understand why he turned to alcohol. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's okay. Mm-hmm. Certainly isn't okay being abusive.
No.
That's deplorable and whatever. But it sounds like a kind of a shitty life.
Yeah, it does.
I wouldn't want to be a lobster boy.
No.
Either
me neither.
All right. It's history time.
Oh, give it to me.
Have you ever heard the expression? It's usually used to refer to people who are following along something. They're believers in it, even though it's ridiculous. Have you ever heard the expression "to drink the Kool-Aid"?
Yes.
Do you know where it comes from?
No.
Well, you're about to find out, young lady.
Okay. That's why we're all here.
It sure is. All right. Gather round, y'all. The People's Temple Agricultural Project, better known by its informal name, Jonestown, was a remote settlement in Guyana, South America, established by the People's Temple, an American religious cult under the leadership of Jim Jones. Ever heard of any of this so far?
Yeah.
Good. Are you lying?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Jonestown became internationally infamous when, on November 18th, 1978, a total of 918 people died at the settlement, at the nearby airstrip in Port Kitama, and at a temple-run building in Georgetown, Guyana's capital city. The name of the settlement became synonymous with the incidents at those locations. The People's Temple was formed by Jim Jones in Indianapolis, Indiana in 1955. The movement purported to practice what it called apostolic socialism. In doing so, the temple preached that those who remained drugged with the opiate of religion had to be brought to enlightenment. Jones had held an interest in Joseph Stalin, Mao Zedong, and Adolf Hitler from a young age, and would later frequently praise Stalin and Vladimir Lenin as heroes. He was also upset with persecution against the Communist Party of the USA. In the early 1960s, Jones visited Guyana, then a British colony, while on his way to establishing a short-lived temple mission in Brazil. I should point out that Jim Jones was a very ardent civil rights defender. He believed that, blacks were being badly treated in the U.S., which they most certainly were. He was very anti-segregation. You know what I mean? So back then, blacks and whites went to different schools. He was very against that. So I'm down with him on that. I'm with him. After Jones received considerable criticism in Indiana for his integrationist views, the temple moved to Redwood Valley, California in 1965. In the early 1970s, the temple opened other branches in LA and San Francisco and would eventually move its headquarters to San Francisco. With the move to San Francisco came increasing political involvement by the temple and the high levels of approval they received from the local government. After the group's participation proved instrumental in the mayoral election victory of George Moscone in 1975, Moscone appointed Jones as the chairman of the San Francisco Housing Authority. Increasing public support in California gave Jones access to several high-ranking political figures, including vice presidential candidate Walter Mondale and First Lady Rosalind Carter. A number of our listeners will know those names. Guests at a large 1976 testimonial dinner for Jones included Governor Jerry Brown, Lieutenant Governor Mervyn Dinally, and California Assemblyman Willie Brown, among others. African Americans made up approximately 70% of Jonestown's population. 45% of Jonestown residents were black women. A total of 909 individuals died in Jonestown itself, all but 2 from apparent cyanide poisoning, a significant number of whom were injected against their will. Jones and some People's Temple members referred to the act as a revolutionary suicide on an audio tape of the event and in prior recorded discussions. The poisoning in Jonestown followed the murder of 5 others, including U.S. Congressman Leo Ryan, by temple members at the local airport, an act that Jones ordered. See, a lot of parents, a lot of family were like, we need to get our people out of this cult. Like, what are they doing down there?
Yeah.
And so the U.S. government sent this congressman down, aides and whatever, to kind of investigate it. They ambushed him at the airport when he was leaving and murdered them all.
Jesus.
Terms used to describe the deaths in Jonestown and Georgetown have evolved over time. Many contemporary media accounts after the events call the deaths a mass suicide. In contrast, later sources refer to the deaths with terms such as mass murder-suicide, a massacre, or mass murder. 70 or more individuals at Jonestown were injected with poison. A third of the victims were minors, and armed guards had been ordered to shoot anyone who attempted to flee the settlement, as Jones lobbied for suicide. The scene was one of both hysteria and confusion, as parents watched their children die from the poison. Cyanide poisoning would be no picnic.
No.
No, it would be horribly painful.
Yes.
He also stated that most present quietly waited their own turn to die, and that many of the assembled temple members walked around like they were in a trance. Survivor Tim Carter later suggested that, like a previous practice, that day's lunch of grilled cheese sandwiches may have been tainted with sedatives. The crowd was surrounded by armed guards, offering members the basic dilemma of death by poison or death by a guard's hand. Cries and screams of children and adults are audibly heard on the death tape.
Wow.
As more temple members died, eventually the guards themselves were called in to die by poison. So I'm not done here yet, but the Kool-Aid thing is, it was actually Flavor Aid, it was called.
Okay.
And it was mixed with water like you would any, drink like that. and cyanide. So they lined up to drink this drink,
Jeez.
knowing what they were doing. You know, like he told them this is going to be a mass suicide. You know. Jones was found dead lying next to his chair in the pavilion between two other bodies, his head cushioned by a pillow. His death was caused by a gunshot wound to his left temple that Guyanese chief medical examiner Leslie Mutko stated was consistent with being self-inflicted. Now deserted, the compound at Jonestown was initially tended. Sorry, let's take that over. Now deserted, the compound at Jonestown was initially tended by the Guyanese government following the deaths. The government then allowed the reoccupation by Hmong refugees from Laos for a few years in the early 80s. The buildings and grounds were looted by local Guyanese but were not taken over because of their association with the mass killings. Be some bad juju there, man.
Yeah.
The buildings were mostly destroyed by a fire in the mid-80s, after which the ruins were left to decay and be reclaimed by the jungle. However, in December 2024, it was announced that there were plans to open the old site as a tourist attraction, with the first tourists scheduled to arrive in January 2025, paying $650 per person. The scheme is supported by the Guyanese government. However, the move to open the Jonestown site for tourism was opposed by several prominent Guyanese figures. I remember this. Like, I'd have been 12, and I remember it on the news. It was big stuff, man. Like, almost 1,000 people. Not entirely voluntarily committing mass suicide.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that. Imagine your children and giving them this drink, knowing damn well that they're going to die in agony, and you're going to be. I mean, it took like what did I read? About 10 minutes for children, even less for infants, because there were infants there too, and 20 to 30 minutes for adults to die.
Wow.
So you'd be alive long enough to watch your children die.
Disgusting.
100%. And, you know, I don't want to say I laugh at it, because we only know what we know. But when younger people nowadays are like, oh my God, we're on the brink of World War III. As someone who came of age during the Cold War, yeah, we're not. Sorry. Like, I mean, you know, things are messy, but they've always been messy.
Of course they have.
You know, we just have way more exposure and access
Absolutely.
to information, a lot of which is shite.
Yeah.
If not outright lies.
Yes.
I mean, in the 70s, there was so many airplane hijackings. We don't have those anymore.
Right.
So it's not like up until the last 20 years that it was some idyllic world we lived in where puppies and kitties played together, you know. And I remember the images from the air of like just bodies everywhere.
Yep.
And picture 1,000 people. That's more than was at the Turrican games last night. All dead.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Can't even fathom that.
And that's where the expression to drink the Kool-Aid comes in, to follow along almost like a sheep,
Yeah.
you know, and just take it all in, just believe it all.
Yeah.
So, but as a podcast I listened to points out, it wasn't Kool-Aid, it was Flavor-Aid was the name of it. So, yeah.
Interesting.
Heavy
That was
duty,
a good story.
Yeah, man. Just to lighten it up a little bit, do you know why there are no Jim Jones jokes?
No.
Punchline is too long.
Oh, God.
Anyway, what, too soon? Yeah, so that's... I think Guyana's a really rich country, too. Like, per
Guyana?
capita, yeah.
That's where my neighbor's from.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a server at Piper's.
Oh, yes.
The really short, little dark woman,
Yeah.
darker skinned woman. She's awesome.
Yeah.
What's her name? Anissa. Yeah, she's from Guyana. She's cool, actually. Yeah. So on that note, what do you want to say to our lovely listeners?
You know.
No, tell them.
You
I
know what you got to do
You got
to please us. You gotta give
Wow.
us 5 stars.
That would be a great thing. I'd be happy with that.
What?
Giving us 5 stars.
Yeah.
You know,
That would please you?
on whatever platform you listen.
Yes. Whatever platform, Spotify, YouTube, you know all the ones.
Teaser.
Just, do your thing on there. Share it with a friend.
Mm-hmm. And if you're so inclined and you like to write, give us a little review.
Yes.
And also too, do feel free, but absolutely, to message us on Facebook, Insta, or email us. What's our email again?
absurdthepodcast@gmail.com.
Thank you. And if you have any story ideas, you want to provide some feedback, if you want to tell us we suck, you can do that too. I'm probably not going to be all that happy about it, but it's a cruel world, as we just learned.
It's okay. We can take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably weep openly. Yeah. But yeah, feel free to reach out. We enjoy that.
Yes.
Great. So I hope you enjoyed the show. Mm-hmm. We hope you enjoyed the show.
Absolutely.
And we're off to go fill our gullets with poutine. And hopefully you'll come back next week.
Yes.
So until then, please do take care of yourselves and one another.
Bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
The Absurd Podcast is written, produced, and recorded by Rod and Mel. Music by Audionautics.com.